Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are joining us from. This is Open Mic. Open Mic coming to you Monday, October the 20th in the year of our Lord, 2025. And I am yours truly, Chris Anu, coming to you as usual from the great state of Texas, Houston, Texas. Thank you for joining the broadcast tonight from all over Africa by way of satellite and all over the world by way of the social media. Please do me the favor as you join. Make sure you go ahead and hit your share button if you are joining by way of Facebook. If you are joining by way of YouTube, do me that favor still by sharing the link. Sharing the link. Let everyone out there know that the anchor man is indeed alive. Alive. You can see me and I can hear you. You can see me and I can hear you. I am not AI. I am for real. So please do me the favor. Hit the share button. Share the link from YouTube and let others join. I come to you with Open Mic tonight. And you know what Open Mic is all about. With Open Mic, you do most of the talking, I do more of the listening. However, the rules tonight are going to be a little bit reversed. I am going to do a lot of talking, but you will still have your chance to call in, contribute, ask a question, and expect answers. But until then, I will be doing a lot of the talking. You all know that we have been through a weekend where so many things are happening on the ground in La République du Cameroon, our next door neighbor from Amazonia. So I will be bringing you updates as per what is going on, most especially the split, or maybe we'll call it the impending split that is lingering in La République du Cameroon within the army. I will be bringing you details of that. Also, I will be discussing the stage that is already set for Paul Biya to be announced the winner of October 12th elections. I will come to you with evidence, with the manipulation, the calculations that are going on the ground. But I will start with what a message which I first put out yesterday on the potential on unannounced lockdown, ghost town in all of the southern Cameroon's Amazonia. So these are the three subjects I will be discussing with you tonight, and of course, on top of this, the phone lines will be open. I will take your questions or your contributions from wherever that you may be. So please, you stay put, and I will be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for staying put out there. Again, this is Open Mic. With Open Mic, I let you on a regular basis do more of the talking. I take your calls, listen to you, and when questions are asked, I provide the answers where I can. But today, the rules will be a little bit reversed. I will do much of the talking, though the phone lines will still be open for me to take your calls, because there is just so much to talk about here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, you all are aware that results for the October 12 presidential elections in La République du Cameroon are pending, and it is hoped that sometime this week, maybe later this week or next week, the Constitutional Council will be announcing the results of those elections. However, from what we can tell you, from here, conservatively, authoritatively, Biya is preparing the stage. In fact, the stage is being set right now as I speak to you for the results to be announced in his favor. Biya is currently preparing the stage for the results to be announced in his favor, either later this week or early next week. But before I take you to that particular story, I want to bring to you this story, this request that was first put out yesterday. I actually put this out yesterday, a very special appeal to Ambazonians, Southern Cameroonians. And it is very important that I make that appeal again for those of you who are watching me from Ground Zero, the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, also called the Southern Cameroons. We are hearing of calls out there for a nationwide ghost town. Now, this call is coming from La République du Cameroon's citizens, asking for Cameroonians. And when they use the word Cameroonians, they include what they call Anglophones, that is to say, Ambazonians and Southern Cameroonians. So Francophone activists and citizens and politicians and the elite, they are calling for a nationwide ghost town tomorrow, Tuesday, to protest or to preempt a potential announcement of Paul Biya as president, as winner of the October 12th elections. Now, in the message that I put out yesterday, I was speaking the minds of every other Ambazonian leader and stakeholder. And the message was, Ambazonians, Southern Cameroonians, have nothing to do with ghost towns that has to do with elections in La République du Cameroon. Ladies and gentlemen, Ambazonians have fought for 9 solid years, in which over 30,000 people of their own have been slaughtered, killed in battlegrounds, some buried in mass graves in their territory. And never once did we hear La République du Cameroon elite, La République du Cameroon musicians. I mean, you have seen that in many struggles, musicians can play a critical role because they create music. They create music to promote and to educate the populace about what has happened. We've not seen one La République du Cameroon elite, leader, activist, maybe very few. But we've not seen them calling for ghost towns in La République du Cameroon to protest the genocide that has taken place in the Southern Cameroons. We have not seen them visiting our refugees, hundreds of thousands of them all over Africa, especially in refugee camps in Nigeria, in Gabon, and so on. In Ghana, zero, nothing. We have not seen French Cameroon elite question the war that their government sanctioned in Ambazonia that has been going on now for 9 months. But suddenly, and don't forget, they call us brothers. They want us to believe we are brothers who came together to form a single nation. Do brothers stay isolated, mute, when other brothers are assassinated, when they are slaughtered, and their homes are razed, and they run to the bushes? Do brothers stay quiet, ladies and gentlemen? Do they stay quiet? My brother was killed in this war, and I refuse to give up. That is what brothers do. They stand up for one another. We are still in this struggle because what shall we tell those boys in the bushes if we surrender today? We are standing up. Some of us are standing up not because we have families in that country, but because somebody, brothers, stand up for brothers. That is what we are doing. Francophones who call us brothers for 9 solid years organized not a single ghost town in their country in solidarity with the pogroms, the mass graves that their soldiers buried our people in Amazonia. Never, never, ever. But now they organize their elections, which we boycotted. The southern Cameroons boycotted. And they want us, they want southern Cameroonians to accompany them, join them, declare a ghost town tomorrow on Tuesday to fraternize with them, to protest so that the world, the international community can see that there was a rigged election in that country. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want me to wash your hands, you must be ready to wash mine. If you want me to wash your hands, you must be ready to wash mine. Amazonia is observing no ghost town, not any day from today, to support elections in a foreign country in La République du Cameroon, a country that has not supported us for the 9 years that our people have been slaughtered and our people have been rendered homeless because their homes were razed by their army. So please, Ambazonians, Southern Cameroonians, forget about any ghost towns to support elections in La République du Cameroon on Tuesday and any other day. Any other day they call for their ghost towns or lockdown. Go about your business as usual. Their election aftermath has nothing, zero, to do with us in the southern Cameroons. Do not forget, November 2017, southern Cameroonians declared their separation from La République du Cameroon. And for those who were coming to us and saying, Chris, you people have an opportunity in this election to join Cameroonians to vote in Issa Tchiroma and so on and so forth. Yeah, sounded like a good idea because you have somebody, if Tchiroma is given the power over there, at least you have somebody you can talk to, you can negotiate with. However, it will be void of principle if we, after saying we have withdrawn, we are no longer part of them. It will be void of principle to go back and say, let's vote in that country because maybe, just maybe, the man who wins may talk to us. If he wins, great, awesome. In fact, I want him to win, ladies and gentlemen. I want Tchiroma to win. He is essentially the lesser of two evils. But we cannot delegitimize our cause, our struggle by saying, let's go and vote for him, when we know the rigging machinery, the fraud that is perpetuated every election cycle in that country. We know that. So please, this is the message. Ambazonians, before their election, we call for a more than a month lockdown of Ambazonia. What were we trying to do? We were trying to prevent their politicians from crisscrossing Ambazonia, campaigning to send a message that Ambazonia is ready to vote for a Cameroon president. That was the purpose for that 1 month lockdown. We wanted to stop their campaigning in Ambazonia. Of course, they still came during the weekends when ghost towns was lifted or lockdown was lifted and did some campaigning. But not compared to if the whole territory was open for the full month of campaigning. You all know that. So it will be stupid on our side It will be stupid on our side and naive on our side to say, let's join the Francophones and declare a ghost town so that Issa Tchiroma win. You can pray that Issa Tchiroma win. Wish him to win. I will pray that he wins, and I will wish that he wins, ladies and gentlemen. But we will not go to the extent of shutting down our territory because of elections in a country that cares less about the suffering of our own people. Francophones are the ones who mock us. They call us Anglo-fools. And they are right. Because can you imagine that after calling us Anglo-fools, you go about and declare a ghost town to honor them and to honor their political process. So please, Ambazonians, we are very precise about what we want. We want the liberation and the freedom of the southern Cameroons, Ambazonia. And we must stick to principle, the principle of freedom and justice. Because can you imagine? Let's assume that Issa Tchiroma wins. And before he takes over, he realizes that Ambazonians are already causing up to him. Ambazonians are already liking him. They had to declare a ghost town for him to win. You think he will take us any seriously than the Biya regime has done? Because there is no motivation. There won't be any motivation because he would already be saying, they love me. They declared ghost town for me to win. He will just go about his business and try maybe to end the struggle with bullets, with guns and bullets, as Biya has done for 9 years. So fellow Ambazonians, while we wish Issa Tchiroma to win the elections in La République du Cameroon, we cannot cower to anything organized in La République du Cameroon to help their political process. It is none of our business. It is none of our business. On Tuesday or any other day, when you hear of ghost towns originating from La République du Cameroon, activists and politicians and the elite as supporters of Issa Tchiroma, please go about your business as usual. Go about your business in Ambazonia as usual, for we are no more the same people. We are different people. We are different people. We speak English, they speak French. We are of the English heritage, they are of the French heritage. Our culture doesn't match, in which is the reason why we have called it off since November 2017. Remember, Sisiku made that proclamation, and all of Ambazonia, all from ground zero to the diaspora, they embraced it. We still stand on it. We still stand on it until the day both sides sit on the table to discuss the way forward. And I will repeat this for every Ambazonian to hear me. I will repeat this. Last week I said, we are not looking for, let's assume that Issa Tchiroma wins, right? We are not looking for or praying for another grand national dialogue. Because the grand national dialogue had nothing, zero to do with the Ambazonian conflict. It had everything to do with Cameroon conflict. Cameroon conflict. That is, Cameroon problems from the north to the south. That is what the grand national dialogue was all about. And do not forget, every time that Ambazonians have agitated, protested, petitioned the regime, they always call to sit down and talk about Cameroon problems. They never call the meetings to address Ambazonians, or they call it Anglophone problems. No, they always call it to discuss Cameroon problems. If roads are bad in Ambazonia, they are bad in Garoua. If there is no drinking water in Ambazonia, it is the same problem in Douala. If there is no electricity in Bamenda, it is the same problem they tell us in Betua. That is a Cameroon problem. That is a Cameroon problem, and that is what they always seek to address when they call this their Grand National Dialogue. When they summon the Grand National Dialogue, can you imagine what they did? 9 years today. 9 years today. Can you show us what has been the outcome, the achievement from the Grand National Dialogue? Tell me, what have they, what has been achieved from the Grand National Dialogue? It was not meant to achieve anything, because it was about the Cameroon problem, not the Ambazonian conflict. But they tried to camouflage window dressing by saying, let's give them special status. And what is in that special status? A so-called regional House of Chiefs and a so-called regional council. And what are we going to do with House of Chiefs and regional councils? House of Chiefs, a regional council that don't have a budget. The only thing that those houses of chiefs have done in Bamenda and in Biya, I think they have built buildings for themselves, for their assembly. They have not taken roads to the Biya. They've not taken roads to India. They've not taken roads to Batibo. They've not taken roads to Womb. Look at Womb. Womb Road is pathetic. Pathetic. If the word pathetic means anything, the road from Bamenda to Womb, the road from Bamenda to Womb, pathetic. Grand National Dialogue discussed nothing. So this is the point I'm trying to make here, ladies and gentlemen. We pray Tchiroma wins. But when he wins, the reason nobody should be rushing to support Tchiroma now from Ambazonia is this. We do not want another Grand National Dialogue. We want Tchiroma or whoever sits at the helm in that country to address Ambazonia conflict, not Cameroon problem. Ambazonia conflict. We are looking for the situation where the Cameroon authorities and Ambazonian stakeholders, they sit side to side, and there is one agenda. There is one agenda. Not about roads, not about schools, not about hospitals, not about electricity, not about medical care, not about anything. The state, the political state of Ambazonia and French Cameroon. One agenda. That is what we are looking for. And ladies and gentlemen, you live in Ambazonia, you are an Ambazonian. Please, this is our message. This is our message. And let me make a very special appeal. I didn't prepare to do this. Ambazonians, many of you have spoken to me, you have called me, you've written to me, and you said, Comrade Chris, what is the plan? This is a critical moment. We've got to be ready. We've got to plan. We've got to get our people together, our stakeholders, to be able to speak with one voice. We need to fortify the defenders of Ambazonia on ground zero. That is what many of you are saying. But comrades, let me tell you, you are right. You are right. This is a critical moment. This is a critical moment in our struggle for freedom. I have seen this coming through the years. And we try to do some outreaches to strategically talk to certain people in La République du Cameroon. But listen to the sound of my voice, ladies and gentlemen. It is not enough to have a plan, but it is enough to have a plan that you can back up. It is enough to have a plan that you can back up. And what am I talking about? We've been fighting this war. We've been in this for 9 solid years. You all will agree with me. The support, the financial support that we received from the onset has dwindled, has tremendously dwindled. My appeal to all of you out there who are saying, here is the moment, here is the opportunity. Please, it is time you consider putting your hands in your pocket to contributing. Even if it is only $25 or $100, please, this is the moment. Don't expect too much. If the means are not there to provide that much, we will not win this war with propaganda, with our wishes, with our good plans. Because I've realized that many Ambazonians out there have wonderful plans. Chris, you guys should do it this way, do it that way. And when we say comrade, it doesn't take talking to have it done. They withdraw. You don't see them, you don't hear from them because they don't want to contribute. Comrade, you are right. This is a very strategic moment in this struggle for Ambazonia's freedom and liberty. Please, please consider supporting the struggle. The interim government is doing what it can do. The interim government is doing its best, but its best may not be as good because if it doesn't have the means to push it, that's where it's going to stay. So please, please, I'm pleading with you. This is an opportune moment for all of us. If you grow tired and weary in this struggle, please, this is the moment. Try hope again. Try hope again. Have faith again. We will make it. We can make it. But if this window of opportunity passes us by, ladies and gentlemen, we may never have it again. We may never have this window of opportunity again if we allow it to pass us by. So again, that is my appeal to you. Please, please, let's stand up and arrest our destiny, the destiny of our children, the destiny of our people and generations yet unborn. That is what it is. I will take a brief break out. When I come back, I will take you to the main subject of the day. They split, they divide between the army in La République du Cameroon over who to yield loyalty, allegiance to. Is it to Tchiroma or to Paul Biya? That is the contention that is boiling now in La République du Cameroon within its forces. Within its forces. So please stay tuned. I'll be right back.
ABS can help you reach your target audience like never before. Advertising on ABS, you'll benefit from our extensive reach and dedicated viewership. We offer special advertising packages during primetime slots and popular shows. You'll also be featured on our social media platforms, reaching an even wider audience. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Take your business to the next level. Contact our advertising team at absafricativ@gmail.com. ABS can help you reach your target audience like never before. Advertising on ABS, you'll benefit from our extensive reach and dedicated viewership. We offer special advertising packages during primetime slots and popular shows. You'll also be featured on our social media platforms, reaching an even wider audience. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Take your business to the next level. Contact our advertising team at absafricativ@gmail.com. ABS can help you reach your
all right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for staying put. At this moment, I am going to take you to the major story of the day, the story of the divisions, the split within the Cameroon army. We have received information, critical information as per the divide, the loyalty, the allegiances within the Cameroon army divided between support for Paul Biya and Issa Tchiroma. Support for Paul Biya and Issa Tchiroma. That is what is going on on the ground in La Republique du Cameroon, and that is going to be the focus of my main discourse for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. That is what is going on the ground, and I will bring it to you in a very slow and understandable way. I like to begin with a simple but profound truth. Dictatorial regimes, especially in Africa, do not collapse when they lose elections. They collapse when they lose the loyalty of the men with the guns. And right now, the Biya's regime may be standing on that very urge. If recent revelations by Jeune Afrique are anything to go by, then they have pulled back the curtain on a story that may prove to be the most consequential of the Cameroon post-election crisis. The Cameroonian armed forces, the very backbone of Paul Biya's 4-decade rule, ladies and gentlemen, are showing signs of division, signs of fatigue, and signs of moral fracture. According to Jeune Afrique magazine, there are now deep fractures inside the upper command of the military over how to handle the electoral turmoil, particularly in the north, around Garoua. The stranglehold of opposition candidate is Tchiroma, and of course the rest of the country. Within the armed forces, we gather that two philosophies are colliding. On one side, the hardliners, those aligning with Paul Atanganji and Ngongo, are calling for swift and brutal repression. They believe that only visible, overwhelming force will deter rebellion after victory is pronounced this week or next week for Paul Biya. On the other side are more cautious generals and senior officers who are warning that another round of bloodshed could set off a chain reaction the regime cannot control. They point to the Anglophone regions as a living example of how excessive force, once unleashed, can spiral into chaos, insurgency, and permanent instability. Take note, this is not just a technical disagreement over tactics. It is a moral and existential rift. Because for the first time, Jeune Afrique says, rank and file soldiers themselves are asking, why? Why are we being asked to fight against our own people just to protect an aging president? That's what the soldiers are asking. That single question captures the spirit of a crumbling obedience. The very soldiers who once upheld the regime's cohesive force, they are now beginning to doubt not their ability, but their cause, the reason they should be fighting their own people. The cracks are not only moral, they are material. They argue that they are unpaid, under-equipped, and deeply unequal. Senior officers live well, while the ordinary soldier is worn out and disillusioned. And in that weariness lies danger. Because a weary army is a thinking army. Jeune Afrique even reports that within the general staff, internal memos are circulating, debating the legal and constitutional limits of obedience. What this means, ladies and gentlemen, is that Cameroon's military hierarchy, long seen as unshakable, is now beginning to fragment. There are now two possible forms of that fragmentation. Number one, mid-level officers might start delaying or simply ignoring orders they see as illegitimate. And then number two, and perhaps more dangerously, a silent shift of loyalty where troops begin to identify more with the people or even with opposition figures than with the regime itself. That scenario is very much out there. And this is not just speculation. June Afrique says Issa Tchiroma's message to the army to protect the people, not dictators, has been circulating and gathering approval among military units in the West, the Littoral, and the Far North, or call it the Grand North. This is where things get politically explosive. Because in the calculus of power, ladies and gentlemen, once the soldiers' loyalty become uncertain, the regime's monopoly over cohesion evaporates. That is how dictators die. Not in the ballot box, but in the barracks. The regime's old formula is now failing. For 43 years, Paul Biya's survival strategy has rested on two pillars. One, co-option of the elite, including chiefs and funds. And two, control of the security forces. Keep the generals rich and the troops loyal, and the regime survives any storm. That has been the philosophy. But now, both those pillars are trembling. If June Afrique's revelations are accurate, Biya faces five interlinked dangers. An army too divided or reluctant to repress cannot protect a torturing regime. Number two, if the troops start seeing Issa Tchiroma as a legitimate and credible leader, the political ground shifts beneath the presidency. Number three, the clash between Atanganji's camp and those urging restraint could ignite rival command centers or structures and even mutinies. Number four, an aging ruler, and talking of Paul Biya here, an unpopular party and a demoralized army equal a perfect storm. If the army itself begins debating its obedience, the regime can no longer claim to be defending order as they want us to believe. All this is happening against the volatile backdrop of the pending presidential election results. Issa Tchiroma insists he won. The regime, as always, insists it did too. But this time, the uncertainty isn't just in the Constitutional Council. It is in the barracks. You will recall that just weeks before the vote, before the election, Mr. Biya carried out a sweeping reshuffle of the Army, Navy, and Air Force, clearly an attempt to lock in loyalty. Yet that move may have had the opposite effect. It deepened resentment among those who felt sidelined. Now, June Afrique says even government advisors, Cameroon government advisors, are warning against deploying brute force in the north because it could provoke open mutiny or quiet destruction. There is an astonishing admission. When a government starts fearing its own army, it's already halfway to losing control. If these reports are true, Cameroon could be entering uncharted territory. Scenario 1. The regime tries to reassert control through selective cohesion using only its most loyal elite units, like the Rapid Intervention Battalion while offering pay raises and promotions to calm the rest. Scenario number 2, the nightmare scenario, is the fragmentation or rebellion. If entire units begin refusing orders or siding with opposition movements, the regime in Yaoundé could lose control of its cohesive apparatus overnight, suddenly. Scenario number 3, a drawn-out stalemate, where the Biya government refrains from major repression out of fear of mutiny, prolonging the electoral dispute and leaving the country in political paralysis. Whichever path it takes, the fact remains, the army, Biya's last line of defense, is showing signs of strength. Signs of strength. And here is where Tchiroma comes in, ladies and gentlemen. Amid this confusion, Tchiroma Bakari's recent public appeal to the armed forces may prove to be the most strategic political move of his career. His message to the military: protect the people, not dictators, was more than rhetoric. It was a direct challenge to the regime's core source of power. If the Biya regime were to declare itself victorious through the Constitutional Council or the usual manipulation, Tchiroma could leverage this moment of shifting loyalty to stand his ground. Just picture it, think about it. From his political base in Garoua, backed by sections of a sympathetic army, and the popular masses in the north and across the south, Tchiroma could declare himself the legitimate president, and then establishing a de facto authority under the banner of protecting democracy and the will of the people. Nobody will blame him and nobody will resist him. The people are on his side. That would not be mere defiance. It would be a direct fracture of state authority. And such a move, under the protection of a loyal faction of the army, could paralyze the Biya's regime, forcing negotiations, defections, or even a rapid disintegration of Central Command in Yaoundé. We are therefore not simply talking about an election dispute here anymore, ladies and gentlemen. We are talking about the possible geographic and institutional fragmentation of state power itself in Yaoundé. This is the broader implication. The broader implication. If the Cameroon army begin to split its loyalty between the regime and the people and Tchiroma, Cameroon could face its gravest test in decades. The ripple effects would be enormous. The Ambazonia conflict would intensify as troops and commanders become distracted or divided. Jihadist groups in the far north could, I'm talking about the Boko Haram and so on, they could exploit the vacuum. And internationally, Cameroon's image as a stable state in Central Africa would crumble overnight. It would be gone. For Paul Biya, the lesson is stark. His biggest threat is no longer the opposition or foreign critics. It is the erosion of trust within his own forces. And that is that talking point, ladies and gentlemen. I will take a break again, and when I come back, I will take you to my very next talking point that has to do, ladies and gentlemen, with the stage being set for the proclamation of the results this week or early next week in favor of Paul Biya. I am going to bring to you the machinery that is being put on stage in La République du Cameroon to calm the people, to prepare people's minds not to protest or strike when the results are read. That is my next subject. I'll be right back. Stay tuned.
ABS can help you reach your target audience like never before. Advertising on ABS, you'll benefit from our extensive reach and dedicated viewership. We offer special advertising packages during primetime slots and popular shows. You'll also be featured on our social media platforms, reaching an even wider audience. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Take your business to the next level. Contact our advertising team at absafricatv@gmail.com. ABS can help you reach your target audience like never before. Advertising on ABS, you'll benefit from our extensive reach and dedicated viewership. We offer special advertising packages during primetime slots and popular shows. You'll also be featured on our social media platforms, reaching an even wider audience. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Take your business to the next level. Contact our advertising team at absafricatv@gmail.com. ABS can help you reach your target audience like never before. Advertising on ABS, you'll benefit from our extensive reach and dedicated viewership. We offer special advertising packages during primetime slots and popular shows. You'll also be featured on our social media platforms, reaching an even wider audience. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Take your business to the next level. Contact our advertising team at absafricatv@gmail.com.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for staying put. At this moment, again, I bring you what I describe as stage. Stage being set for election results, presidential election results in La République du Cameroon, to be announced sometime later this week or early next week. But I have set the stage for you as per what is going on, the divisions on the ground between the military, high-ranking military officials within Cameroon. The stage is not only being set by Paul Biya. The people are setting the stage, the military is also setting the stage, and that is how divided loyalty is on the ground in La République du Cameroon at the moment. But for now, I received a press statement, a press release from a group of chiefs. In fact, they called it the BLM chiefs. The BLM chiefs, ladies and gentlemen. Now, it will interest you to know that that release is not only being issued by the BLM chiefs. The release, the statement, is being issued by most cultural groups, chiefs, And my understanding is that the elite will also, you will see them on television, you will see them on the social media telling people to remain calm, calm, calm. So this release is essentially saying to people, Ambazonians, Southern Cameroonians, you have been through a lot in the past 9 years. We are asking you in the face of what lies ahead in the proclamation of the results to remain calm, be obedient to the law, obey the law. In fact, a statement there says, do not forget. Yes, many people can go out and strike. Many people can go out and demonstrate, but they will always get or pick up individuals. So they are essentially, what they are doing is essentially preparing the minds of people out there. The minds of people out there to stay quiet, stay home. When the election results are announced, do nothing, because your life and your family and everything could be in danger. Again, the government is using the funds, the chiefs, the elite to do this. This is what is becoming painfully obvious across Cameroon. The regime in Yaoundé has begun its preemptive choreography, not to announce the people's choice, the victory of Tchiroma, but to condition the people to accept Paul Biya's victory. The story carried in the press statement I just mentioned to you, a statement we have seen, is not an isolated local event. It is part of a much larger pattern now unfolding across Cameroon. From the north to the south, from the grass fields to the littoral, the ruling party's elite, the traditional chiefs, and palace loyalists have been dispatched into towns and villages, not to listen, but to prepare minds, to soften resistance, and to normalize the outcome of the election, an outcome that has already been decided in Yaoundé. Everywhere, the message is the same. The Constitutional Council will soon proclaim results. Let us stay calm, they say. Let us accept what comes. That is what the message out there is saying. But what they really mean is, we already know Biya will be declared winner. So prepare yourselves, prepare your minds. The communique reflects a classic playbook the Biya regime has used for decades to control the narrative before the announcement is made and frame acceptance of fraud as patriotism. Local administrators, government-aligned elites, and traditional rulers are quietly mobilized to act as buffers between public outrage and the regime's decision. It is the old calm before the storm tactic. Only this time, though, the calm is manufactured. They know that anger is simmering. They know that across La République du Cameroon, from Garoua, where Tchiroma Bakare's popularity has surged, to Douala and Yaoundé and Bunda, where citizens openly question the legitimacy of the process. The public sentiment is that Tchiroma won the election. So, instead of addressing that legitimacy crisis, the regime is moving to contain it. The press statement serves precisely that purpose. It is a political tranquilizer, a preemptive message telling communities the results are coming. Stay peaceful, remain peaceful, but peace without justice is submission. And what we are witnessing, ladies and gentlemen, is not reconciliation. It is psychological conditioning. Every sign now points to one direction in Cameroon. The Constitutional Council will declare Paul Biya the winner of Sunday's election. Not because he won the people's hearts or the election, but because the system was built to sustain him. Remember, the members of the Constitutional Council are not independent arbiters. They are not independent referees. They are long-time appointees of the same regime, the same Biya regime appointed by Paul Biya himself. They have validated every manipulated election since 1992. Their mandate has never been to reflect the popular will. It has been all the time to legitimize the regime's will. What we are witnessing is not democracy in motion. It is a regime in fear, managing the optics of its own illegitimacy. The Biya regime knows that announcing his victory in this election could be the match that lights a national fire. But it also believes that by using local elites and traditional rulers, the chiefs, as intermediaries, it can contain the anger and absorb the shock. In effect, the regime is outsourcing repression through culture. Outsourcing repression through culture. It is using traditional respect for authority, chiefs, funds, local elites as shields to protect a political elite that no longer commands respect among the people. Now, why does all this matter? Because for the first time in decades, the regime is not merely facing fragmented opposition. It is facing a viable northern challenger with legitimacy, with structure, and growing sympathy among the ranks and file of the Cameroon military. Tchiroma Bakari's rising appeal has shifted the political balance. His campaign, structures that resonate with soldiers, the army, with civil servants, and ordinary citizens exhausted by a presidency that has outlived its purpose for 43 years. 43 years. And now, as Jeune Afrique and other sources have confirmed, some sections of the armed forces are already murmuring that they are tired of fighting for an aging ruler who no longer inspires them. That explains why the regime is rushing to tighten the narrative through press statements like the one I am describing here from the BLM chiefs and others. It fears that if the Constitutional Council declares Biya the winner too abruptly, without priming the public mind, it could face not just protests, but defiance from unexpected quarters. Let us be clear, ladies and gentlemen. Unless there is an extraordinary shift, the Constitutional Council will soon proclaim Paul Biya the winner. They will use familiar words that we all know. In the interest of stability, in the name of peace, to justify the unjustifiable. But what they will not say is that popular opinion across the country tells a different story. From the northern region, the Grand North, where Tchiroma's support base is solid, and even, to the bustling streets of Douala, Bafoussam, Yaoundé, and everywhere, and the tense neighborhoods of Yaoundé, ladies and gentlemen, people know the truth. People know the truth. Biya did not win this election. He is being installed again by a system too invested in its own continuity to admit change. That is why the statement, mild as it may sound, is a warning sign. It tells us that the regime has already made up its mind. What remains now is the performance, the ritual of official calm before the announcement of a predetermined outcome of the Sunday election. The rest of Cameroon must read these communiques for what they are, not as messages of peace, but as instruments of manipulation. The regime is preparing the psychological battlefield before the Constitutional Council fires the shot. It wants the people calm, not because peace reigns, but because resistance has been neutralized. But beneath that calm, ladies and gentlemen, beneath that calm, the nation is restless. The people know who they voted for. They know when they are being deceived. And if history teaches us anything, it is that no amount of managed calm can silence a people whose faith in their rulers has expired. The regime may control the microphones and the statements, but it no longer controls the truth. Some of us are churning out that truth. Biya did not win. Would you like me, ladies and gentlemen? Well, I will leave it here, and I think I will come back in a short while to open the phone lines and take your contribution. So please stay put, and I will be right back. And when I come back again, the phone lines will be open for your contribution. This is Open Mic with yours truly, Chris Arnold.
ABS can help you reach your target audience like never before. Advertising on ABS, you'll benefit from our extensive reach and dedicated viewership. We offer special advertising packages during primetime slots and popular shows. You'll also be featured on our social media platforms, reaching an even wider audience. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Take your business to the next level. Contact our advertising team at absafricativ@gmail.com. ABS can help you reach your target audience like never before. Advertising on ABS, you'll benefit from our extensive reach and dedicated viewership. We offer special advertising packages during primetime slots and popular shows. You'll also be featured on our social media platforms, reaching an even wider audience. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Take your business to the next level. Contact our advertising team at absafricativ@gmail.com. ABS.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for staying put out there. At this moment, I am going to open the phone lines. I did the talking already, and now is the time for you to do the talking. I'd like to hear from you, hear what you have on your mind about the subject discussed and the general subject of Cameroon election results, which we strongly believe will be announced sometime later this week. Some people say Thursday. No, I mean after Thursday, maybe Friday, or maybe Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week. I am receiving some information indeed that, well, the election results will be declared in favor of Tchiroma, and that Biya will be packing out of the country perhaps on Thursday. On Thursday, that he may be leaving the country on Thursday. We are yet to confirm that. If we confirm it, of course, in the course of the program, I will bring it to you. But go ahead, before you call, make sure that the volume of your television set or whatever you are listening on, make sure the volume is turned down. When you call, focus on your phone. When you call, focus on your phone and not be trying to listen from your television set. Please, let's get the phone line on the screen. Okay, let's get to the first caller here. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Chris.
Good evening, good afternoon, sir. Where are you calling from?
calling from Belgium.
Calling from Belgium. Thank you. What is on your mind, sir?
Yeah, I want to say I'm following your show. I guess you are online.
Yes, sir. Go on. You are live.
Yeah, what I want to use your platform. I know we are Ambazonians, but I'm supporting Tchiroma because Tchiroma, if Tchiroma is on seat, our problem can be discussed. So I want you to try and use your platform and tell Tchiroma to form his government. Tchiroma has won the election. They want to just intimidate him, but I know he has stood his grounds. But he should form his government, appoint his diplomat. That's how it works. So thank you. That's my contribution.
Thank you. I think you make a very good point there. I have made that point. I think I made that point last week. That I don't see why he should not go ahead and form his government. He is the winner of the election. If I were him, I go ahead, prepare a government and announce it right after the so-called Constitutional Council announced the results. But thank you. That's a good point. Well taken. Okay, the phone number is on your screen. Go ahead and call. Let me hear from you. Let me hear from you. And by the way, it will interest you to know that Tchiroma is contesting the results that the CPDM regime is announcing from the southern Cameroon, talking about the northern and the southern zones of Ambazonia. And they are questioning, this is a regime that has been locked down for 9 years, resisting the oppression coming from Paul Biya. Does it make sense, ladies and gentlemen, that Paul Biya will go and announce that all of Ambazonia voted for him overwhelmingly? Think about that. Let's get back to the calls. Hello.
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 Yes, I can hear you. Where are you calling from?
Good morning.
Good evening. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Ground Zero, Batibu.
Batibu, wonderful. What is on your mind, sir?
Yes, yes. Calling from Batibu.
Yes, go on. I can hear you. Go on. What is on your mind?
If I was Issa Tchiroma, for me,
Yes.
if I was Issa Tchiroma, for me, I will form my own government now. And if I form my own government, people like Atanji should be arrested. And all the money they embezzle, they should give back the money so that the money too can be used. If I was Issa Tchiroma, for me, because Atanji, the Prime Minister, all of them, they have embezzled money to do their own personal thing. So for me, Issa Tchiroma, I think Issa Tchiroma sitting as the president, at least our problem can easily be solved.
All right, thank you. Hello. 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 Hello.
Hello. Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, sir. This must be Dr. Metuge.
Yeah, I'm the one calling from the Gambias.
Quickly, what's your contribution, sir?
Yeah, my contribution is that as per the elections as per the results to be announced, India is declared winner and there is a conflict among them, then we have to close our own borders. We close our borders, and Cameroon and Ambazonia close our borders.
I will not suggest that if there is war in that's a good point. Somebody has raised this point before, that we should close our borders in Ambazonia if there is war in the La Republic of Cameroon. We welcome their refugees. We welcome their refugees and formally sanitize them. Let them realize what our people have been through. And I will warn Ambazonians, Southern Cameroonians who are in La Republican territory as we speak. You better begin to prepare yourself, unpacking bag to your hometown
Yeah,
or villages. Some people said Ambazonia fighters drove people. I can't imagine any lie bigger than that. French Cameroon soldiers in our territory drove the people away. So please, Ambazonians in La République du Cameroon, feel free to start returning to your home no matter how destroyed it may be. You better take that precaution now. Thank you for the call. Let's get to the other callers here. Hello. 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 All right. When you call, you have to pick your phone, sir. Don't have to stay on the phone. As if I pick your call and I say hello twice, you don't respond, I cut it off. Hello. Okay, this is a bad connection. Let's see who is next. Hello.
Hello, Comrade Chris.
Hello, sir. Where are you calling from?
Yeah, good evening, Comrade Chris.
Good evening, sir. Where are you calling from?
Yeah, I'm calling from Douala, Cameroon.
Okay, thank you. What is on your mind, sir?
Comrade Chris, from the tension on ground, I think if the Constitutional Council goes ahead to announce Paul Biya as the winner of this election, I can tell you for sure that Cameroon will never be the same.
Okay. And what tension are you seeing? And what tension are you seeing on the ground?
Because when you look categorically on the ground, like in the case of last week, they deploy military with armored tanks everywhere in Douala. But the tension among the Okada drivers, when they pass, they tell the militaries that after the election, we will battle it. And I can tell you some military forces are saying, don't worry, we will be with you after the election.
Okay.
So I can tell you that the Constitutional Council, if they go ahead to steal the mandate of the people, I can tell you that they are ready to split Cameroon. They are ready to set fire in Cameroon.
All right. Thank you. Let's wait and see what happened. Thank you for the call. Hello. Hello.
Yeah. Good evening, Comrade Chris.
Good evening, sir. Where are you calling from?
From Ground Zero, sir.
Okay. What is on your mind, sir?
Well, what is on my mind is that I prefer Tchiroma should form a government, and he should appoint people like Ngongo, give him the post of territorial administration, get into some of those guys working with the La République, bring them into his government while putting a background of a good government. When he takes power, he rules for a period of time, then he will know what to do. I think that will be wise for him. That's my contribution to this evening, sir.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Gentlemen, you hold on there to the cause. You hold on there to the cause. I think this is one of those press statements that I was talking about. Let me read what this one says. And this is coming from Collectif de Organisation de Enseignement du Cameroun. I don't get what that means. That is coming from Yaoundé. Press release, Peace Through Truth. Solemn call for national responsibility. Meeting in an extraordinary session on Wednesday, 15 October, the correct coordinating committee on behalf of the teaching profession speaks as the guardian of civic conscience. The people have spoken, and the clarity of their choice must be irrevocable and irrefutable. We have heard this choice, and we deeply respect it. Okay, this is an old statement coming from, I think this is a teachers organization, coming from a teachers organization. All right. Let's get back to the phone. The phone line is still open, ladies and gentlemen. So you go ahead and call. Hello, sir. I want to congratulate you for the great work you are doing in our nation and for our patriotism or patriotism you are showing to us. So I can read that. It's not written right. Hello. Hello.
Hello?
Hello, sir. Where are you calling from?
Yeah, hello, sir.
Yes, I can hear you. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from La Republic.
Okay, from La Republic. Neighboring La
Yep.
Republic. What is on your mind?
Yes, sir. From all indication, with no doubt, iota of doubt, I think Tchiroma has won the election. And from what I'm seeing, La Republic is not ready to give him the presidential post. So I think Tchiroma should go ahead, because I know tomorrow they are going to proclaim the election following what we are getting at the ground level. So he should be ready to stand with the people, as he said today, because everyone around is prepared to stand for Tchiroma. He should not relent his effort, because in La Republic, those who are in La Republic are ready to fight till the last man standing.
Are you sure they are ready to fight?
From my gathering around, people are ready. So what they want is for Tchiroma to stand in front and say and stand with the people.
Okay.
I am telling you, they are ready. I am calling in La Republic.
All right, thank you. I
Yes.
want to believe that the temperature there is that high. Thank you for the call. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me bring you this breaking story I am seeing here coming from Bamenda, Mezam, where the senior colonial officer has put out a statement. The senior colonial officer administrator in Bamenda has put out a statement that I bring to you now. This is exactly what I was telling you prior to this, that the stage that La République du Cameroon is setting before they announce the elections. First, a statement from the chiefs makes the rounds, trying to calm people, placate people to stay quiet, stay calm, maintain peace in the event of the election results. Now I am getting this statement from the colonial divisional officer in Bamenda, and here is what he says. Let me read it for you. I do not see. This is. I do not see the date, but it says Prefectorial Order number 539. Prefectorial Order of, number 539. And it says, the senior divisional officer for Mezam, dignity of grand officer to the order of valor, mindful of the Constitution, mindful of law number blah, 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 relating to the maintenance of order, mindful of law blah, 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 relating to meetings and public manifestations, mindful of degree blah, 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 relating to the administrative organization of the Republic of Cameroon, as if Ambazonia is in Cameroon. Mindful of degree number this is defining the powers and duties of heads of administrative units and organization and functioning of their services. Mindful of degree number this is appointing Mr. Simon Emi Moore administrateur principal, that is a French word in the southern Cameroons, Honorable Echele, prefect of Mezam Division, and considering the exigencies of public order and security, I, the senior divisional officer for Mezam, hereby orders Article 1 that with effect from the date of signature, that is from today. Oh, this is actually dated October 16th. So I guess this was done, I think, last Friday or so. Say date Article 1 that with effect from the date of signature of this present order, undeclared meetings and public manifestations in Mezam Division are hereby prohibited till further notice. That is, it is indefinite. This prohibition is indefinite. That is, till further notice. Article 2, that any person or group of persons who violate the provisions of the present order shall be punished in accordance with the rules and regulations in force. And then the last article, Article 3, says that all divisional officers of Mezam Division, the group commander, Gendarmerie Mezam, and the commissioner of Central Police Station Babinda are all charged with the implementation of the present order, which shall be registered and communicated wherever necessary. Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you doubt for a second that Biya will be declared the winner of French Cameroon elections, then you haven't read the politics or studied the politics of that damn country. Ambazonians, you got to be ready out there. You got to be ready out there. The defense forces in Ambazonia, the restoration forces in Ambazonia, we have an opportunity. We have an opportunity to take back what belongs to us. And my appeal to every Ambazonian out there, those boys, they need your support. Please, let's rise to the occasion. Let me get back to the phone. They have been ringing and ringing. So please go ahead and call. I think this person just dropped. Go ahead and call. The phone line is now open. All right. Hello. Hello. Where are you calling from, sir?
I'm calling from Maryland.
Okay. And what is on your mind, sir?
Yes. If I'm Isa Tchiroma, I will go ahead and form my government, and I proceed. And I'm equally calling for the French Cameroonians that they shouldn't be scared with those their so-called militaries that they have placed all over the place. It's just a tactic that the government have been using for many years to weaken the minds of people to feel that, oh, if you go outside to protest, there may be brutality, shooting and stuff like that. No, it's not going to happen like that. So if the French Cameroonians are hearing, if they are listening to now.
I can barely hear you, sir. Thank you. I have to move on to other callers. I can barely hear you. Hello. 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 Hello.
Hello, Comrade Chris.
Hello, sir. This must be Dr. Fidelis Atienjo.
Yes, speaking.
What is on your mind,
yes,
sir?
Yes, I must applaud you for a very powerful, informative, and educative monologue there.
Thank you, sir.
Presenting the situation in the La Republique. I just have a few things to say here. One of those things I would like to say is that the Ambazonian people politicians who left all the way from Yaoundé, who left all the way from La Republique to come and read them up. And then these are people who did not even consider the suffering of the Ambazonian people for the past 9 years. For them to come and steal vote in our territory to go and defend their positions in La Republique, that is a sacrilege. So what I'm proposing is that a list should be compiled so that they read the names of all these people so that we Ambazonians can put them to shame. Another thing is that looking at what has happened, Tchiroma won the elections in La Republique. Tchiroma should be given the mandate to do what the people have voted him to do. And what he needs to do is that he needs to be proactive. Let him form a government. Let him form a government. Appoint ministers, appoint and even dissolve the Constitutional Council, dissolve certain institutions like the ELECAM and all those institutions that are supporting Biya, and then form a government and stand his ground. The people of La Republique, this is the time for you to go out there and defend yourself. If you want change, that change, the time has come. Go and defend it. Stand behind Tchiroma and defend. Then Ambazonians, we need to close our borders to those, the blacklegs. The list should be compiled. They need to close the boundary, our borders. When who breaks out in La Republique, those blacklegs, they should consider them as enemies of our progress, and they should not allow them to get to our territory. We've declared these blacklegs, the chiefs who are writing communiques, the ministers, the directors, the politicians, all those people should not be allowed to enter into Ambazonia. If things are red in La Republique, so they should not be allowed in any way to enter. But other Ambazonians who are suffering in La Republique, you can come home and rest, come home and be safe. But those politicians, they should not pass in we should pass a law, and we should even read their names, the names of all these people, so that our people are going to look at them and be careful to select them and stone them when they come and they cross the border and enter into Ambazonia. By going to ruin the future of Ambazonians through rigging of elections and votes, it shows that they do not consider our people. That was a death sentence that declared to our people, and we must declare that to them so that they should not come back. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the call. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, good evening, comrade, please.
Good evening, sir. Where are you calling from?
Yeah, I'm calling from La Republique.
Okay, and what is there on your mind, sir?
Yeah, I just want to first of all appreciate you. I think what you are doing a great job.
Thank
the
you.
People of La Republique as our neighbors. I think they say when your neighbor is on fire, the only thing you can help, if you can help him to bring water to quench it, I think it's help. What we are doing, we are helping La Republique.
Yeah, I'm helping them, and for 9 years they never
I
thought.
really appreciate.
Look at what we are doing here. For 9 years, not a single one of your activists could help us in Ambazonia, isn't it?
Exactly. I think I just want to add to the other callers what they have been saying.
Okay.
I think from all indications have shown that the regime, those old people in Yaoundé, they are not ready to give power to Tchiroma. And now, the advice we, the people of Ambazonia, can only give them now, they should just to make them to understand that this is their time. There is a playbook that this particular group of people, these old people in Yaoundé, have been playing for the past 43 years. Mm-hmm. You know, during whenever they have make all this their political mafia by changing the people's the people's vote to favor them, they always send their dogs to come outside and begin to talk about peace, preach peace, preach about peace.
Right.
And these are what I've been doing for 43 years. And this time around, if this the people of La Republique cannot understand, cannot get this one and understand that these people have been playing them with this word that peace for this past time. If they don't get up from their seat, these people are not going to give them power.
Right.
They are not ready to give them power at this particular junction.
Well, let's wait and see if they are capable of fighting for themselves. Where I have told Ambazonians this is their war. I mean, this is their fight. We are still in our war.
You are very correct, Comrade Chris. What they are doing now, it is their fight. We don't have anything to do.
Yeah.
We don't have anything. We are just encouraging them to know that those old people, first of all, look at the age of Nyanji Fenji. Look at the age of the Pope Biya himself.
Yeah.
Look at the age of the Senate, that parliament guy.
Yeah.
All of them are finished. They don't even know what is happening. So they don't even care about the life of those youths or whatsoever.
Yeah.
So now, and if they are thinking that these people can even feel for them to give them power just like that, they can never give power to Tchiroma that like that.
Absolutely.
And now to take to them now to stand on their ground, to make those people to know that this time around it's not like those the days of John Fundi or maybe 2018 with the Camp 2 or whatsoever.
Right.
So this is only what I can say.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the call.
You're welcome.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, Comrade Chris.
Yes, sir. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from South Texas. Now, listen. What do you think Cameroonians should do should this Paul Biya come and decide upon a Tanganji, they decide to announce to rig this election, and what do you think Cameroonians should do, and what do you think Ambazonians can do to help Isa Tchiroma? And my second question to you is, it's just an opinion. What you think? If it comes to a two-state federation, how do you think that should go? Thank you.
Your first question is, what should Southern Cameroonians be doing to help?
No, the first part of it is, if Paul Biya, now the thing is, if Paul Biya declares victory, right?
Yeah.
How should Cameroon, like the Republic people, how do you think they should go about this to fight their fight?
Well, it isn't really.
Yeah, go ahead.
It isn't really of interest for me to tell them what to do. They know who they voted, right? They know who they voted. If they know that they voted for Isa Tchiroma, I think for the first time in their history, they should prove they are men who can fight for what they believe in, not resort to what Frundi did in 1992, talking about, peace, peace, peace. Maurice Kamto, 2018, peace, peace, peace. And Biya continues to lord it over them. I think they are men enough to stand up for what they voted. That is what I can say. As far as Ambazonia is concerned, I think we have a bigger fight in front of us, right? We can morally support Tchiroma. But as I said earlier, doing ghost towns to protest elections in La République du Cameroon, no, it should not be our job. How many times did French Cameroon citizens, activists, musicians, and so on called for a ghost town in their part of the country to protest the pogroms in the southern Cameroons? So it's ours to sit and observe here. So that is what it is. I don't know what was your last question.
I think they sit down. If Cameroonians, if they don't have the appetite to fight, all they can do is just set a ghost town for a week and go against all odds, and that regime is going to go down. The second question was about the federation. If it comes to a two-state federation.
Yeah, again, that is not something I will start bending from here. I don't want to procrastinate about some federation that is not there. Let's get to the table and we discuss what we can discuss. But I don't even want to talk about federation because, it makes a lot of sense. That is not what we are looking for. Okay. If I were a federalist and you ask that question, I will be able to answer you. But that's not what I'm looking for. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Hello. Hello. All right, the phone line is still open. I have 6 minutes to call it a day here. So if you want to call, you go ahead and call. But let me read this message here from one of our listeners writing from Germany. He says, "Hello, Chris. For me, the problem in Cameroon is not the ruling state party. The problem is the fake opposition like Joshua Ossi, Cabral, Matomba, and Bello Boba. All these guys have to recognize the victory of Tchiroma and put some pressure on Atanganji and the regime. Finally, I think the regime is getting to the end." That is from Nabil in Germany. Nabil in Germany. All right. You are very right, sir. You are very, very right. I think John Bai Akuro made the revelation, I think, a week ago that these people have been bribed. Joshua Ossi, Cabral Libri, Bello Buba Maigari, they've been giving hundreds of millions to remain quiet. Quiet. Say nothing about the announcement of the results. Do not endorse Tchiroma, because if those guys were truly patriots, by now they would be saying, we know the winner of this election. We know we didn't win, our parties didn't win, but we know which party won. That is Issa Tchiroma. They are not saying so because their pockets are full. And I really pray that Tchiroma will be man enough to fight by the law or by guns to take what belongs to him. And the moment that happens, those so-called parties, CPDM cronies, CPDM smaller parties like SDF, Bello Buba and the rest, they will be crushed and be forbidden in that country. I just hope so. All right. Hello. 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 All right. When you call, you have to stay on your phone, sir, if you want me to pick your call. So, ladies and gentlemen, 3 minutes to go. Within those 3 minutes, I like to make an appeal. Please, ABS comes to you. Thanks to the support of some patriotic Ambazonians out there, but that support has not been enough. That support has not been enough. It takes thousands of dollars to put a TV channel on 2 satellites that cover all of Africa. That is where ABS is. In every country and every village and every town in Africa where people can reach satellite. That's what we are doing here. Please, we urge you, I urge you, help us continue to keep ABS on satellite. I am looking for 100 people who will opt in to donate on a monthly basis to support ABS, to enable it to pay the satellite on a monthly basis. And if you can do so, if you are able to do so, please reach us, send me a message on the phone number that we have on the screen. Please, you guys put the number out there on the screen, please. The phone number that you have on the screen, reach us or reach me by that number, send a message, indicate your intention to join that ABS forum to donate anything between $25 and above on a monthly basis to help ABS stay on satellite to keep on bringing you this level of education and information. Thank you very much as you do so. Please consider it. Let's not support what is going on in Ambazonia and in Cameroon with our lips. Ladies and gentlemen, It takes a lot to get to where we have been to in 9 years. This television channel is potent than an AK-47. So please, join. If you want to join the forum, send me a message and I will include you in that ABS support forum. Thank you. Thank you for that. All right. I get the last caller here. Hello. Hello. Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to call it a night here. I look forward to being back here tomorrow and Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday as we monitor the announcement, the proclamation of the election results from La République du Cameroon. Again, the stage has been set. Paul Biya has won. Mark my words. The man is going nowhere. And Cameroon is ready to disintegrate. That's what we see in the horizon. Ambazonia, it can only get better. Thank you for tuning in. Good night and God bless you all.
ABS can help you reach your target audience like never before. Advertising on ABS, you'll benefit from our extensive reach and dedicated viewership. We offer special advertising packages during primetime slots and popular shows. You'll also be featured on our social media platforms, reaching an even wider audience. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Take your business to the next level. Contact our advertising team at absafricativ@gmail.com. ABS can help you reach your target audience like never before. Advertising on ABS, you'll benefit from our extensive reach and dedicated viewership. We offer special advertising packages during primetime slots and popular shows. You'll also be featured on our social media platforms, reaching an even wider audience. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Take your business to the next level. Contact our advertising.
For your you are great.